Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing an Archfiend Summon Skull deck profile. So this deck is super cool, the way that it has every single mechanic, all the way from Ritual, Synchro, XYZ, and Link. It's just super cool, or XYZ, for the Summon Skulls, and then like retrains of each one of them, which is just super cool to be able to play all the different Summon Skulls in one deck. I think I've done an interesting job with this deck. It's super fun to play around with, and I want to show you guys this deck. So before we get into this, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Summon Skull, which is just basically a vanilla monster that was one of the best normal summons in the game back in Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a fiend monster with dark powers for confusing the enemy. Among the fiend type monsters, this monster boost considerable force. So this card boasts considerable force. So this card is a really awesome level 6 monster. It was probably Yugi's original ace monster before Dark Magician. It's super cool to be able to play, and I actually got all original MRDs for this deck profile, so I'm really excited to be able to say that. Which is Metal Raiders. So then we play 3 copies of Archfiend's Awakening. Archfiend Awakening is the new ritual monster that's like Summon Skull. Has the same stats, same level, everything, same artwork, just about. But you can ritual summon this card with Contract with the Abyss, and this card's name becomes Summon Skull while on the field, but is treated as an Archfiend monster. It's always treated as an Archfiend monster, and cannot be destroyed by battle except by battle of a ritual monster, and cannot be destroyed by a monster effect except those of ritual monsters. And if this card is ritual summoned, you control it sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card. You can special summon 1 Summon Skull from your hand, deck, or grave, which all of them share that ability. All the Archfiends share that ability, which is really cool. All the new ones, like Archfiend's Manifestation, Archfiend's Call, and Archfiend's Ascent, all share that ability to be able to just instantly special summon a Summon Skull from your hand, deck, or grave, which is just super cool to be able to do. Then we play 3 copies of Archfiend Commander. Archfiend Commander is one of those cards that people are like, wait a minute, why are you playing that at 3? But this card's really good in the deck. Like, I stand by this card. I think Archfiends need like 1 or 2 more good cards, and they could be good. I mean, they just need a little bit more of a boost, and it's kind of a shame that they haven't got something yet. But if you control an Archfiend monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but it cannot attack this turn, and you can only special summon Archfiend Commander once per turn. And when it's special summoned this way, you have to target a Archfiend card you control and destroy that target. When you tribute summon it, you can special summon a level 6 Archfiend monster from your graveyard. So if you have Summon Skull already on the field, you can tribute the Summon Skull and normal summon the Archfiend Commander, and then instantly special summon the Summon Skull back to go into the XYZ Summon Skull, which is Archfiend Ascent. Then we play 2 copies of Archfiend Cavalry. I play this as a 2-of because it's really easy to use in this deck with your Archfiend's Commander. If this card is on the field, it's destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard. You get to target an Archfiend monster in your grave and accept another copy of itself and just instantly special summon it. So it's an easy 2-card combo to get Archfiend Commander and another Archfiend monster on your side of the field, which is really beneficial. Then I play 3 copies of Predaplant Orthoscorpio and 1 copy of Darling Cobra. These are really good to be able to search your cards like Polymerization and Dark Fusion to be able to go into your Archfiend's Manifestation, which Archfiend's Manifestation is my new favorite retrain of them all. A lot of people just pick one of these and it's like, oh, that's my favorite. But I like the Manifestation because it boosts them all by 500 and it makes them all 3k beat sticks, which is super cool. Then I play 3 copies of Archfiend Eris. Archfiend Eris is, if this card is sent to the graveyard because of a card effect or being destroyed by battle, you can add a Archfiend card from your deck to your hand, which is really good to be able to search any Archfiend that you need when you need it. To be able to get into your Archfiend's Awakening and your copies of Archfiend Commander, or if you don't have your copy of Archfiend's Cavalry, you can get it with Archfiend Eris. And then 3 copies of Psychic Wielder. Psychic Wielder is just here to be able to go into Archfiend's Call. Since we do play all the level 3 monsters, it's super easy to go into the one awesome card that's in the extra deck. And a lot of people wouldn't see Summon Skull and think I could go into this, but Trishula is extremely easy to go into this, because all you have to do is normal summon your Predaplant, use Predaplant plus a use the 2 Predaplants plus a Wheelater, because they count as they're level 3s and you can special summon this from your hand. So all you have to do is open up a Orthoscorpio and a Wheelater and you have Trishula. Like, that easy. And it just totally takes your opponent aback, because they think they're playing something like Summon Skull and you just summon Wheelater. And it's like, I Synchro Summon Trishula and I get to banish 3. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So this deck is super fun, by the way. It's really budget, though. Like, I mean, every single card, like, the majority of the cards except Wheelater are like a quarter. So this deck is super budget. 3 copies of Allure. Allure of Darkness. The majority of the stuff in the deck is dark, so it's really easy to go into. Dark Fusion, because you can send cards from your hand or field to the graveyard to fusion summon a Fiend-type monster, and then that monster that's fusion summoned cannot be targeted or destroyed by monster, spell, or trap effects this turn. So it just prevents it from being destroyed, your Archfiend's Manifestation from being destroyed for a while. 2 copies of Polymerization as well, because it's searchable with your Orthoscorpio and Darling Cobra. I thought about dropping this down to 1 and playing 2 Dark Fusions and 1 of this, but I really want to summon it. I really want to summon Archfiend's Manifestation, so I play it as a 2 of and a 2 of. 3 copies of Celestial Observatory, because you don't want to brick with a Summoned Skull in your hand. So you play this to be able to put it back in the deck and then be able to draw additional cards to be able to dig for the cards that you need in the deck. I play 1 copy of Contract with the Abyss. It almost feels like Chaos Form, and then Advanced Ritual Art to be able to go into our Archfiend's Awakening. So it's really, really good to be able to send your Summoned Skull from deck to graveyard, because it doesn't matter if it's in your deck or in your graveyard, but I'd rather have them all in the grave after summoning my Archfiend's Awakening, because I don't want to have to draw a Summoned Skull. You never want to draw a Summoned Skull in this deck, because he's just a vanilla 2500 beat stick that doesn't do crap in your hand. And then we play 3 copies of your Preparation of Rites, or Preparation of Rites, because it lets you add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand and a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So it lets you search your Archfiend's Manifestation, and I've even been guilty of activating this just to get the Archfiend's Awakening from my deck to then activate Celestial Observatory, shuffle it back, and then draw 2 cards just to get the dig deeper in the deck. So that's it for the spells. I do play 2 traps in the deck, though, so let's see those. So tell me what you guys think of this deck. This deck is kind of weird, to be honest with you, because we don't really have archetype specific. All we have is the 3 extra deck monsters and a ritual monster and Summoned Skull. But I want to play Summoned Skull, so here we are. So I played 2 copies of Archfiend, Call of the Archfiend. So this card's really, really good. It's basically a constant Monster Reborn. You target a level 5 or higher Fiend-type monster in your graveyard, discard a Fiend from your hand, and if you do, you get to special summon the target from your graveyard. And you can only use this effect once per turn. So it's really good to be able to discard a Fiend and then special summon Summoned Skull, or a previously summoned Archfiend's Awakening, or if your Manifestation gets sent to the graveyard, or a Call gets sent to the graveyard, you just bring them back with this after they've been summoned properly 1 time. This card is super, super good to be able to go into all sorts of different plays, and that's why I play the Archfiend engine in this deck, is because you can search this with Archfiend Eris, and I think this card is absolutely crazy. Like, I want to open one of these and Archfiend's Awakening and Advanced Ritual Art. If I can open that, I'm going to be pretty good. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Archfiend's Manifestation. Archfiend's Manifestation, it counts as a Summoned Skull, but you have to use a Summoned Skull and a Dark Monster to special summon it, which is something that you have to keep in mind about this, is you have to use a Summoned Skull in order to summon this card, which kind of sucks, but at the same time kind of doesn't. I mean, I understand why they make you use Summoned Skull to summon it, because you really need to use it, because it doesn't make sense if you didn't. But it basically lets all your Archfiend monsters on the field and all Summoned Skulls you control gain 500 additional attack points, which is really good to be able to gain that additional attack points to be able to go into, you know, additional plays and stuff like that, and be able to attack your opponent for game. So then I played 2 copies of Archfiend's Call. This card makes it so your opponent cannot target any Summoned Skulls you control, which is, you know, pretty good. But I'd like this one probably second best. And then my least favorite is Archfiend's Ascent. Archfiend's Ascent is alright. I just play it as a one of. I don't go into this as much as I go into the other ones because I feel like I have to commit too much to go into it. But basically, it's treated as an Archfiend card, and if Summon Skull you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can detach material from this card instead, which is okay. Like, it's not. It's probably the least. It's probably the worst of the four of the new retrained Summon Skulls, in my opinion. Then I play one copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, you can just instantly use polymerization plus 2 dark monsters to go into this, and it's really, 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 really powerful to be able to go into one of these. I play one copy of Boral Sword to OTK my opponent, one copy of Wee Witch to just boost all my dark monsters up, one copy of Master King because it's an Archfiend deck and we need to play Master King as a one of. One copy of number 39, Utopia Beyond, because we can make it really easily. Photon Strike Bouncer to negate monster effects. Break Sword to be able to pop stuff. It's really easy to go into Break Sword in this deck. Trishula, because it's the card that I go into the extra deck for, not the most. I go for Manifestation the most, but Trishula is there if I need it. One copy of Bryonic, because it's easy to summon as well. And one copy of Hyper Psychic Riser. So Hyper Psychic Riser is one of the tech cards that I play in this deck. And monsters with less attack than it cannot attack. And then monsters that have attack higher than it cannot activate. Let's see, if this card is in your, let's see, where is it? Also, neither player can activate the effects of face-up monsters on the field with more attack than this card. Yeah, that's what the effect was. But it can activate effects that are higher attack than it. So it's really cool to be able to summon this and then look at your opponent and go pass. And then they can't activate anything that's low attack points. So it really can kind of hinder your opponent to be able to just destroy this really quickly. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a super fun and weird deck that's subject to change at any moment. Like, you can use different engines. Like, I started out with this deck and I was like, okay, I'm going to play Red Resignator and play level 4 Archfiend monsters, and it didn't work. For me. Now, it might work for you, but I really like the Wheelator and Predaplant engine in this deck to be able to go into our Archfiend's manifestation. So, anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell on the screen, become part of the notification squad. Tell me what you think of this deck. Tell me if there's any engines that you guys have tried in the Summon Skull deck, and I'd love to hear what you guys are playing for this deck. So, anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell on the screen, become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.